You wake before dawn in the land between the great rivers, with wet river mud cooling your heels on the sleeping mat. You are a canal engineer in Old Babylonian Mesopotamia, and before the sun clears the date palms, men will wait for your hand to judge the water. Cedar smoke drifts from a neighbor's hearth through the reed wall of your house. Outside, mud brick lanes lie dark and damp, scored by donkey hooves. A dog noses refuse by the doorway. Beyond the clustered roofs, the canal breathes under a pale band of sky. The dawn drum carries from the temple precinct, slow and hollow across the quarter. You walk toward the embankment past storage jars, tethered goats, and sleeping barges. Ahead rises the step temple tower, and below it, the waterworks that feed barley fields, onion plots, and flax. The cold of pre-dawn wind slips through your wool fringe and under your belt as you climb the bank. Reeds click together at the margin. The canal runs broad and brown beside you, held by levees of packed silt, cut stone footings, and timbered sluice frames. Wet wool clings at your shoulders while you unseal the tool basket. Inside lie measuring cords knotted by cubits, a plumb bob, reed pegs, a wooden leveling frame, a bronze-bladed hoe, and a clay tablet wrapped in cloth. Your apprentice waits for the first order. The river's slow current speaks against the gateposts, while you kneel to inspect the night flow. You press a reed rod into the water and watch the ripples take it. Silt has gathered where it should not. 2 feeder channels are already running shallow. River mud squeezes between your toes when you step into the cut and test the bed with the hoe handle. Laborers arrive with wicker baskets and mattocks. You mark the line with pegs. They will clear the choke first, then raise the inner bank before midday. Copper bites the air from sharpened adze heads and bronze edges as you check each tool. You set one gang to dredging, another to tamping fresh clay around the sluice frame. A scribe squats nearby, ready to impress tallies into damp clay with his reed. The master's eye finds you before the sun fully rises. He stands under a sunshade on the higher bank, wrapped in clean wool, asking with one glance whether the king's water will reach the southern plots. Your mouth stays flat, your hands keep moving. The scribe's reed scratches over the tablet while he asks how many men, how many baskets, how much timber pitch was used on the gate seams. Every answer binds grain and silver later. Your house feels it before the month is out. The empty grain jar waits in your mind while you inspect a cracked spillway lip. Last year's bad flooding still clings to every judgment. If water overruns the embankment, a field dies under standing rot. If you hold it back too hard, seedlings shrivel in the furrows. Frankincense drifts from a small brazier near the shrine stone set above the canal bend. You touch wet fingers to your lips and murmur to Enki, Lord of sweet waters and cunning works, asking for a clear bed, a firm bank, and no shame before noon. A crow on the threshing floor calls from the village side just as a boy comes running along the levee, bare legs splashed to the knee. He points downstream. The west feeder has begun to slump. Fresh clay slides in ribbons where yesterday's patch should have held. The weight of a clay tablet pulls at your palm as you thrust it back to the scribe and run. Men follow with baskets, stakes, and reed bundles. At the break, water gnaws the bank with a thick sucking sound, widening the wound one handspan at a time. The bite of leather thongs in your sandals cuts deeper when you brace against the sliding edge. You shout for woven reed mats, for more earth, for the ox team to haul brushwood. One laborer slips to his thigh in the slurry and comes up gasping. The priest's chant rises behind you from the shrine path, thin but steady over the noise of water and men. He lifts a small bowl of beer and pours it into the current. You do not stop working. You drive pegs through reed matting and stamp clay around them. Fish gut stings from baskets dumped nearby to feed the work gangs through the long repair. The breach finally slows under packed silt, brush, and trampled reed. Your shoulders burn. You set boys to carrying more mud while the older men hammer the facing tight. The heat of the forge mouth clings to a smith's patching iron when he arrives with clamps for the warped sluice board. You guide him to the gate frame. Together you ease the board into place, smore bitumen along the seam, and test the lift pole twice. Tallow lamps still stink in the small record room cut into the embankment wall. though the afternoon sun is high outside. There you press your seal into fresh clay beside the scribe's lines. The repair is entered. So is the timber drawn from temple stores. The ox in the field lends its warm, heavy smell to the wind when you walk the southern plots at last. Water reaches them again in narrow, gleaming threads. Farmers crouch to open little ridges with hand hose, guiding the flow around barley roots and onion beds. A single sandal on stone sounds ahead of you in the dusk as your apprentice hurries along the quay with the day's last tablet. The master accepts it without praise. He nods once toward the stable channel. That is enough. You feel your back loosen for the first time. Dung fires smoke low between the houses when you return through the lane. Your wife sets out barley bread, dates, and a bowl of lentils with leeks. You wash your hands in a jar by the door, and the water runs brown from clay, pitch, and canal weed. Jasmine from a neighbor's little courtyard creeps into the evening air, while you sit on the roof beneath the first stars. From the temple district comes distant singing for the night offering. Your legs ache to stillness. Below, the canal keeps moving where you sent it. Salt and tar remain on your fingers from the gate seams as you roll onto the mat and close your hand around your cylinder seal. Frogs work the banks, and reeds whisper in the dark. Could you have survived this job? Be honest.